Hello, my dear Gemini. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between January 1st and January 15, 2018, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So I have put the astrological information for the month of January in a video of its own that you can check out if you want to. I also want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year or Happy Holidays for anyone that celebrates something else or have a different calendar. So I used the Modern Spellcasters Tarot by Melanie Marquez and illustrated by Scott Murphy. And I will open your deck here. We see the Two of Wands and Eight of Pentacles. So it seems like you want to work together with someone or do some kind of project, but you're not really sure if you want to step into that, or if you it's you can see on this picture, it's the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about self-control. It's also about not knowing exactly where you want to go, so therefore you hold your horses. And we can see that this person is like talking here with the divine in shape of form of a bird and being actually tied here. He can untie himself. He's not a prisoner. It's just that he's taking this time out to figure out what to do next. And here you have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is like when you kind of are very loyal and you want to commit to a work together with other people, or you want to in some way to help and make things better. It's an 8, so it's like the eternity symbol, something going in a merry-go-round a little bit. So it's tied to karma, but it's like doing things over and over again until it's perfect. So it might be that you have some kind of new idea how to solve a certain problem or how to get a relationship on its feet. But it's like you might have the solution, but you're not doing anything about it just now. Maybe you don't want to contact a certain person. You're holding yourself back. Maybe you want to. Maybe you don't know if this is the right timing or how the other person will actually approach you, like if they would think that this is a good idea or not. So maybe you're full of expectations and ideas, but you're not telling anyone. So it's a little bit like this. Okay. So I call the divine with love and light. And here we have the Knight of Cups. So yeah, I think you really want to, or someone really wants to connect to you in a loving way and maybe restart a relationship. And I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world and holding back. And I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirits, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Gemini viewers. So we have seen in the cards that there's someone that wants to reach out and restart something, or they have the ideas to start something new, but they're holding back. They're also holding back the natural expression due to they don't want to lose their face or want to keep their boundaries, or they are unsure. They don't want to roll the dice. They are unsure about the outcome. Okay, so I want my dear Gemini to have, so I will say this first, that I want all these spirits to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Gemini viewers. I also want my dear Geminis to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So my dear Gemini, this is your reading and I will tune into it for a few seconds. Okay, so Gemini, this is your future, and this is your now, and this is the past. So here in the past we have the 4 of Pentacles. We also saw this like one of the last cards when I shuffled. So it might be an ongoing theme that You might have a little bit of miser tendencies. You don't want to share, or you don't want to lose your face. It might also be that you're working very hard on putting boundaries, like healthy boundaries towards other people. So the Four of Pentacles usually goes either way. Like either you are very protective and have a hard outer shell and staying in your comfort zone, or you're working on building like a new platform for yourself and becoming more able to show the world what you like and what you don't like. But we see this is a person protecting their money, so it might be a person being not wanting to expose what they feel for another person, because this, what's inside of you, might be something that you are very careful with, like you're not showing people, you're not exposing, maybe because of fear of like past experience might have made you feel fearful to open up. Okay. So, and this is the now. So the past is like, no, yes, the past is December, and here is the first half of January, and we see the Six of Swords. So it's like some kind of truth is coming out from that closed environment anyway. You see the box here. That is kind of this Four of Pentacles thing. It's something that you're hiding, but here, at least I think you start to know yourself what it is. You start to you have the Hermit here in the boat, so you start to, you yourself is starting to know yourself better and know what it is that you're protecting so much, what it is that you don't want to reveal to others or show to others, and maybe also why it's a secret. And here we have the future. And it's the Two of Swords. So it's like you're keeping this secret still. You know it yourself, but you still don't want to tell others. Two of Swords, Two of Wands, also the Ten of Wands. All these cards are talking about someone holding back their natural expression. They're not following their soul's longing. In this case, they don't say what's on their mind. They just think it, but they're still keeping this cool exterior. So you might be dealing with another air sign like a Libra here, or yes, you have also Aquarius. So it might be this. And the first card here for you in the past is Justice. So Justice shows that you're in some kind of karmic situation where there needs to be balance. So if you have been holding back a lot, you need to start to open up. And if you have had faulty boundaries, like you have not been able to put up boundaries, you now need to be able to give justice to yourself. We can see here that she has died and relived a lot of times. The hand is a skeleton hand, and the pomegranate is full of seed. It's like all those different lifetimes, and it's the balance between being able to protect yourself and being able to give also. We can see it's a farmer and a warrior, and it's the cycles. So sometimes you live as maybe in the extremes, like you live as like a person being very protective, and in other lifetimes you're being more vulnerable, and now you're supposed to learn how to balance this out and become both, become whole, we can say, like a person that's being both able to protect himself but still being able to also share their inner vulnerability with others, so they can have relationships. It's not possible to have a relationship if you can't open your insight towards these people. It's going to be very superficial relationships. Here you have a Four of Cups. So this is like your vessel in the storm, always being able to withdraw inside of yourself. So we can see that you are a little bit withdrawn with the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. But it might be, as I said, because you need this. It's like a time maybe of hibernation, where you're just trying to survive some difficult period or some difficult energies, or it might be a lot of pain that you feel in your body as well, that needs to be like you need to give attention to it with mindfulness exercises and meditation and yoga. So you will really start to harmonize the feeling in your body. You will start to become friends with your body and start to make like your inside a beautiful place where you can actually find peace and stillness. And so it's not like you're running from yourself anymore. You're actually staying with yourself. So it seems like your Gemini is building a balance inside of yourself, and it's very good. It's very healthy to do this. Okay. The next card here is the Moon card. So this is what you will find when you go inside. You will find a lot of hurt and a lot of pain. And the Moon card here, it came in the past position also for Pisces. I think Leo, Aries, and Scorpio might have had it, at least Aries and Scorpio had it a little bit more into the future. So the Moon is going through different, we have the super moons right now, so they are magnificent. They are so big and so bright, these full moons that we have, and they can really shed some light on what's going on inside of you and in your deep waters. So it's a really good time to do deep water diving this December and also whole of January, to really stay with your body and open the doors to all these past because it will be past traumas as well, like all the pain that you have in your body. You won't even remember how you got it in the first place. It will just be there and torment you a little bit, but stay with it, because it has like important information that needs to be downloaded. Sorry for my voice. Downloaded into you. When you just hear the information from this pain, you will also get the knowledge. It's like you're deep sea diving and picking up a treasure. We can see the box again, like the box that you also had here, and in some decks we can also see the box in the Four of Pentacles card, like someone hiding it away. So I think this is the most important thing. It's like your inner core wants to expose something. It wants to, at least you yourself, to find out this about you. And it's the square, 4 and 2 boxes you have had. So it's like you have a secret and you're pondering on it yourself. You're also you're trying to get to it yourself. You can't reveal it to the rest of the world before you know yourself what is going on with you. So it might be very confusing times for you, because you both have this karma card and this with the past lives and all this old knowledge that needs to be brought up with your own awareness. So this is nothing that will happen on its own. You really need to stay with your pain a lot, not running from it, but staying with it. You can watch my pain video. Look at the playlist Personal Growth, and you will see this pain video. You can check it out and see if you can do these exercises and start to heal yourself. Here we have the Knight of Swords, which is actually Gemini. Gemini being very quick-minded. It's like your mind is going on overdrive. You can calculate something very quickly. It's like ship, and you just get a lot of information. But you also are like the twin. So one side of you might think like this is a good idea, and the next other side of you doesn't think it's a good idea. So it might be like a little bit war on the inside. That might also reflect like a war on the outside, because since you have two different standpoints, you will probably meet a person that holds a different standpoint towards you. So the war that's going on inside is also a war you are going to have on your outside. So Gemini needs to work with aligning themselves with themselves and becoming one, less of the splitted personality and more of a unifying personality. And most people will experience this like a head and heart thing, like you long to do something, but you have 10,000 reasons to why this is not possible. And it's because you haven't this great connection with your subconscious. But because if you trust life a little bit more and you just go with your longing, your subconscious will calculate things for you and you will end up in the right place. But Knight of Swords typically wants to use their very bright brain and mind to calculate things with their awakened memory, like the conscious memory or the conscious space that you can calculate things through. But usually we need to sleep on it, or we need to have like some time, and then it will pop up a solution. But it's like you don't trust your own subconscious really, and you rather wants to have full control over any event. But this is not possible. This is much the human mind personified. It's like nature is very wise. It's in total harmony because it's connected to the grid. But you are connected more to your brain, and you are supposed here to connect more with your subconscious. If you can connect this, if you can both have your... It's almost looking like he's running in water here in this ice, but it's probably snow. So if you can connect your water, in this case maybe it's snow, and melt it, and also use your mind, like your bright intelligence, you're really getting somewhere. Okay, so you need to go towards your longing. Like, even if it seems like you don't see a possible solution right now, you can't see, like, you dream about wanting to be with this person, but it seems impossible. But if you just go with your longing, this longing will take you to wherever nature wanted to place you in the first place. And you want to have control. You want to know, why am I supposed to be there? But you're not going to know why. You just need to go with your longing. It's your soul's longing. And during this time in this passage, you will be able to take a lot of wise decisions with your mind. But you still need your soul to know, like, to have the map. And here we have the magician. So the magician again is like much like the Gemini card. It's a person that's trusting their head a lot, and they are trying to plan and scheme to find out what it is that like, if I do this, what will happen then, and if I do this, what will happen then. So it's like you're studying people and events and situation, and trying to find out like trigger points for different people and situation, how you can manipulate them into doing the things that you want, so you will have the outcome that you want for yourself. And maybe, Gemini, you are trying to do this with yourself, or someone is trying to do this towards you, like they're trying to get control over you. So that might be why you fear your own vulnerability, because you know this trait within yourself, that if you know another person's weakness, you might use it. So you are in this situation, and either you are the person really trying to get into deep water diving and trying to find out what you are all about, and at least for you know your vulnerable inner core, and maybe you are going to use also your intelligence to really solve this. Maybe go down in bits and pieces like a scientist and try to work out how the subconscious is working, and labeling it and finding like rules for it, and categorize it and organize it and so on. But it's not necessary. Nature is very smart, and you don't have to have control over everything. But it can also be that you have someone in your close environment that is ready to use your vulnerability if you would start to show it, and that is what you fear the most. So usually what we fear the most is what we really we are going to have to face in our lives, because as above, so below. So if you're thinking it, you will probably experiencing it. So it could be a good idea to try to monitoring your thoughts and think more positively, instead of being this square and thinking that everyone is out to get you. You can more trust your own ability to protect yourself, and you don't really have to control your environment that much, because then you will be able to take whatever comes, instead of having to foresee everything with this poor brain that's running all hot with all the thinking. And thinking usually makes us miserable. So Six of Swords, this self-realization. This was in the past, so it's going on in December. When I'm doing this reading, it's 14th of December, so you might be in the smack of the middle of it. And here we have the Chariot, and it comes underneath Justice. So it's these two energies again, the black and the white, but here in the shape of Sagittarius and Cancer. So Sagittarius is the ongoing kind of masculine energy. It's much like the magician. This is Sagittarius and this is Mercury, and they are it's a pair, like astrological pair. Sagittarius is goal-oriented, it wants something, but it's also very driven with this longing, because this longing, it's what's making you a creator. You long for something, you want to have this car, or you want to have this dream house, or whatever it is, and you start thinking about it, you're starting to check the internet about it, you're starting to save money, and eventually you will have it. This is the creation process, but it starts with thinking and dreaming, so what is above will become below. So this is how you create things into your life. And then we have the Cancer energy. So the Cancer energy is kind of this energy, like your more homey inner heart, like your vulnerability, and like this jewelry that you can give away to someone. Here you have my heart, can you give me yours? And you will find, you will be unified with another person, like this black and the white, or the different, like another person, and you will complete each other in some way. But usually you meet your shadow and you have to do a lot of personal growth instead. But so here we have two entities, or two energies within you that's working very well together and are on its way towards a goal. So here you sit in this chariot, and in the same way you kind of have this energy moving you forward. So it might be that this is lightening up the reading a little bit and making it not about this person being so frequently manipulating, but actually have this soul's longing with the Sagittarius energy and want something great for both of you. Okay, so this energy can be used for great things like this, with, you know, getting your dream house, or the dream girl, or the dream boy, or whatever. But it can also be used against other people. It's like this fine line between white and black magic, like Luke, sorry, Luke, this Nordic god that is the trickster. So he gets things into motions and make things happen, but he steers the pot and making a lot of things, like heavy things also happening for other people, but it's like the ignition. Okay, and here we have the Empress, and it's again this this energy, this feminine energy that also Cancer have, even though this is more like Venus and Taurus, like the feminine earthly energies. You can see the nature here. So nature is very abundant. It's the basics for all economy. Like you can't sell or buy anything that isn't from nature, that isn't from earth. This is Gaia. So you have something, this is your pearl, the values that you have and that other people might want to have from you. But usually we have this like balance in balanced way, like we give and receive and give and receive. It's when it becomes out of balance and one person might just take and manipulate and, you know, take your stuff but never give you anything in return. We'll see here. Temperance. Okay, so it's continuing the same theme. Temperance is also Sagittarius. So this is the personal growth, like spiritual growth, your soul's longing. So you're attracted by something. You want to travel to that country, or you're attracted by that boy, or you feel a longing towards some kind of education or creative endeavor. So that's the driving force behind your personal growth. Usually you fall in love with a person that's perfect for making you grow, and usually you're meeting your shadow. So this is like the Temperance is like when you meet another person and you're this strong attraction force, but actually you're meeting your shadow, and you're going to, your demons are starting to play so well together, because, or they are starting to argue because here this person is meeting, they are seeing their shadow in you and you are seeing your shadow in them. So if you are not specifically whole, you will meet someone that's totally different from you, and you will have to learn from them and become more like them. So you have 100% yourself, but you're also learning everything about the other person and their way of being. So you're becoming like 200%. You're expanding yourself. And temperance is actually the energy for the coming year of 2018. We are supposed to become whole, take in our shadow, learn everything about the other side. So we have one side here that's kind of, it's vulnerable, and it's has this longing of the soul, and it wants to grow. And then we have this other side that might be a little bit more up in the head and a little bit more manipulating, and those two sides wants to learn from each other. So this can learn to be more in control, and this one can learn to have more of a, like, also be able to give, not just take and take and take and take, but also give and give and give and give. So it will make people more healthy, more grown up. Yeah, okay. And here we have the 10 of Swords. So in this energy, it will not be possible so much for a person that wants to just come in for this deal to get away with it, because people are waking up and they are not putting up with the games anymore. So the old ways of doing things won't work for you, Gemini. If you're trying the old way with using your head and trying to calculate things and trying to be like a computer and spit out like 1 million different outcomes, and if you do that, what will happen then, and if you do that, what will happen then, it's like your mind will break with all the thinking, and it's like the backbone of this person has been penetrated by this sword, and or it might be someone you might have felt backstabbed by someone, but usually it's this person, either it's Gemini or not, will have they have been used to things being in a certain way, like that people are very loving towards them and give a lot of things, and that they themselves can do whatever they want, and they are still loved and appreciated and elevated, okay? And now suddenly this doesn't work, because this side have done a tremendous great work with themselves. Justice, we have Libra here, the moon is Cancer, Pisces. This is also Cancer. Here you have Cancer, Sagittarius, Taurus, Sagittarius. So it might be some of those signs, or it might be you that have been working tremendously on yourself, and you have this other entity that's so used, they can come and just pick things from you and, you know, steal your stuff, steal your love, and then go on their way, like whenever it suits them. And now that doesn't work anymore, because this side of you have done the great work with yourself, so you don't give it all away anymore. It's why you have been working on these boundaries. And here we have a 6 of Pentacles. So the only thing that will work for this kind of person that's trying to come in for the steal and come in for the like for taking things, it's to share. Like the only way that they now will be able to be in relationships with other or have an exchange of energy is to give themselves too. They need to give of themselves too. So they need to find this, like their inner pearl, their inner jewelry, the thing that is in the Chariot here, and also starts giving of it and not just taking. So it's actually rather good. It's not that these people here have been evil in some way. They have just like go around doing the things that they have always done and what they are used to. And people have maybe sighed behind their backs, but oh, they are so difficult, and you have called your friends and you have talked about how this person just, they are so selfish and they're not taking responsibility, they're just doing things for themselves, but I'm still love this person, because you have the attraction here and you don't know what to do. But now I think you know what to do. You have learned a lot. It's like you have opened a book of knowledge that was deep in the subconscious of you, and now you know how to deal with this energy that just comes in and take. You don't give anymore. You just say, come back when you know how to give and receive in an equal way. Come back when you have a heart, because you will probably still be attracted by this person. We have, this is 6 of Pentacles. You have the 6 of Swords here. They are both connected to the Lover's card. And here we have the Temperance. That's the second card for love in the Major Arcana. But it's like, it's the ending here. This won't work anymore. So you're very determined with that. And if you're a cross watcher for Gemini, it might be that this is Gemini, and it might be Geminis that's dealing with other Gemini, that one Gemini is like this and the other is like this. So it doesn't matter the signs. Don't think that signs are telling everything about you. It's telling a great deal, but when we are saying that Sagittarius is bad like this, Scorpio is bad like this, we're actually becoming a little bit of a racist. So be careful with that. Because it's not true. We have so many different things, but still, yes, there's certain things that's very obvious, but it doesn't mean that that person uses that strength that they have to bad purposes. And Aries, for example, can be stubborn and headstrong, but they might use it to lead a big company and helping everyone to blossom in their economy. A Gemini, for example, can be very good with like they use their brilliant mind to make new computer program, or finding the latest solution for how to deal with Ebola or whatever. So it's not always that people use their superpower for evil things. But this person has been doing that, but it's the stop to it, because this person has given themselves justice and are not going to put up with anything like this anymore, like coming in and just stealing stuff. There, you see, it's like she's saying, hey, justice. And she has the green that's also comes in the Empress card. So it's like the feminine side of you, the thing that has this vulnerability and being able to give, is now protecting themselves better. So it's actually wonderful when this person have taught read their book of knowledge. They are actually forcing this person to also read their book of knowledge, and everyone will be more grown up and more healthy. So it will help everyone if these people doesn't spoil these people anymore. And here we have death. Death. Well, it came for Pisces also, and I'm thinking of this song that also came for Pisces, when I have put down the video. It's from Game of Thrones. It's actually someone that has done a remix of Games of Thrones. It's a Dragon's Daughter, MELODYSHEEP or something like that. I can put it, it's probably the same is for you as what it is for Pisces, or maybe you're dealing with the Pisces because you have kind of a little bit the same card as Pisces had. There's only one God, and his name is death. And the only thing we say to death is not today. But here it's like the other way around. I think that a person here is starting to change very much. 11 and 13. And here you have the Chariot, the number 7, the challenge in between. So I'm thinking it's like you're protecting your inner core, and you're sacrificing whatever is not aligned with you, or that's not helping you, or is not healthy for you. So we can see also we have Saturn here and a ring. So it's this karma, what I told also to Pisces. If someone has done something evil to you, it might be that this person that you're dealing with has been like your perpetrator in a previous lifetime. And the planet was standing in a certain place, and Saturn is always like collecting the information from the karma also. And then the wheel is turning, the planets are turning, and things are turning, and time is turning, and you are being born in new bodies, and you are being born again on the same place. It's like divine is putting up this drama. It's very synchronistic, so you will be able to play this game once more, and then the planet is in the right position, exact right position for opening this gateway again. It's like whoosh, here it is, and now you have a second time around, and this time you are going to give yourself justice. You're not going to sacrifice yourself in the same way that you did before. You're actually going to protect your inner core, and instead sacrifice whatever is like preying on you from the outside. And it's like for what I said for Pisces, that you will start to remember a lot of your past lives and past deaths as well, but mostly maybe through your body here with the Empress. Like your body will remember if you hurt yourself in some different way, you fall and hurt yourself, it might actually be like a minor replica of what happened to you before. Before maybe you were wounded in battle like this and you fell off your horse. This time you're tripping over the last staircase, or you're tripping from the last staircase and falling, and or you falling down the stairs maybe and hurting your back, like in the same way that you hurt yourself during this war. You fell off your horse, now you're falling down the stairs and bang, 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 bang. So it might be happening things like this, minor accidents, or you just start to have pain in some part of your body. You think that maybe you have exhaust yourself or done something repetitive movement to get this hurt, but actually I think you're starting to remember a past life where how you died, like how you left that life, and you're kind of reliving it because you are supposed to deal with the karma of the person that might have been responsible for killing you. It might have been this precarious. Okay. Yes. And here we have the Page of Cups. It came in the same position for Pisces, but they had like the Page of Wands here, I think, or maybe it came like this, somewhere like this anyway. And Page of Cups is maybe you will get another chance with working together with this energy and try to fix it, try to solve it. But it's like you're both are very young, but the moon is full, so it's time to deal or reveal this things that has been hidden for such a long time, and just waiting for this moment, this exact moment in time, and it's the justice that decides kind of this is the moment in time, this is a gateway. You won't be able to pass through here before you have learned this. So if you don't learn this now, this person needs to take in their heart and starts giving, and this person here needs to start to have more boundaries and use their head. Okay, so if you learn this now, you will be freed from this karma and you will feel big relief, and you can deal with something else in the next life. You can do something more happy maybe. But here you need to do this work now. It's like the big revelation with the full moon here. We will actually have 2 full moons in January, so stay with the energy in these full moons. You might feel unstable. Just stay with that feeling. Don't plan too much festivities during these periods, because you might want to be like inwardly turned and just feel your inside. And it goes for this person too, that they need to do this to open their heart. But when they open this gateway, if they have a lot of guilt, it might be difficult. But it's the same thing there. Either it's pain from being victim or pain from being guilty. So it's just staying with the pain of feeling guilty, and you will download this knowledge that comes from, if you have hurt another person, the guilt wants to download a knowledge inside of you, so you never do it again. Now you know that this is a bad thing to do, and this is how you grow. Okay. And here we have a Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands is Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. So we have Sagittarius also here, and the moon. So someone is starting to become a witch. We can see this here: Justice, Empress, Queen of Wands. We had Lucia. Yesterday in Sweden, we were celebrating a saint called Lucia. That was she was killed by a sword or a lance in her side, and that's why she has this red ribbon on her white clothes. And also she was burned, so we have this as fire in her hair. She was like killed because of her beliefs, but she was a really good person, so she's celebrated. And I think that something similar has happened to you in a past lifetime, or to this person if you are this person. So you might have been the one that burned Lucia on stake, or you have been Lucia. Okay, either or. So I don't mean exactly her, but similar situation. We have Justice, Empress, Queen of Wands. It's very feminine, knowing quality, like holding the book of knowledge, knowing everything, like the earth's memory. And here you have Moon, Temperance, Queen of Wands. So it's like someone being able to tamper with the energies of life. So it's totally a witch. Okay. And Death, Page of Cups, and a witch. So this is, you have gone through death, and your child and your witch has been reborn. It's like parts of you that has died in earlier lifetimes. Maybe you couldn't keep them because they were too vulnerable. They died too many times. This might be why you become a perpetrator in the first place, because your child and your witch have died like victims to another perpetrator in another lifetime. But here they are being awakened because death comes back because of how the planets here is standing on the night sky. I haven't gone really deep into this, but you can see it a little bit in the astrological video, what's going on. It's mostly about this with the justice part, that you're not going to put up with anything anymore. So it might be for the perpetrator side, might have had their inner child and their witch being awakened. The warrior is already here. So the warrior was, sometimes someone's running around, it's like a head without a body. And here, so this side is, this is like a head without a body, and this is like a body without a head. So this had the child and the witch, but not the warrior, and this had the warrior but not the child and the witch. So one has become like all about protecting and themselves and everything. They are supposed to be in holy trinity, like father, mother, child, or warrior, witch, and child. So the child is antenna. It's the box. It's the jewelry inside the square box. It's the thing that you are protecting. It's the thing that feels everything. It's like totally in tune with the divine and other people and everything. So if you feel a bad feeling, it's a warning from this antenna. And the witch is the one that interprets it and says, okay, I felt like this is probably because of this. And the warrior is the one that tells the surrounding, back off, or this is how I felt, we need to change this. But it's like they have split. So the warrior has been worrying about all for themselves, and this has been like victim, and like being able to just like falling around in the waves, and all unprotected, because where is their warrior? And now the long lost loves are meeting here. We can see this with all this coupling here. And yes, interesting. And here we have the little Page of Wands that come for Pisces. It came in this position. So this is the warrior entity that doesn't have really a clue here, because they are only a head that doesn't have a body. So they don't see the problem. What's your problem? Why are you sad? Why are you so upset? Like, I don't understand. Because they have, they have nothing from the head down. They don't, because they lost this soul part here. So through you, to mirroring themselves in you, they will be able to retrieve it. They will be able to get it back, and you have gotten back your head, because you have started to give justice to yourself. Justice is logic, as is these two cards. So here, you are giving yourself justice. No one else will give it for you. You can't complain to this person that doesn't have a clue and say, oh, you should treat me better. They won't. They can't feel empathy. Like, they can't feel that they have hurt you. They will just think, oh, you're so over emotional and stupid, and all these mental issues. Look at me, I'm so healthy. But it's because they have cut away like the thing that made them human in the first place. So why have they done this? One big issue is guilt. Not just from being a perpetrator, but also for not being able, like the masculine side of you has not been able to protect your feminine side and your child from different things. Imagine that you were a male in a past life and you had the sole responsibility for your family. 1 wife and 3 children, we say this. and they all die from starvation because you couldn't fed them and clothe them, so they starved and freeze to death. So that it was not your fault, because it was a big starvation all over the country, and no one could get a job or there was no hunting game. But you felt guilty. You were not guilty, but you felt guilty. Everyone was dying around you. So this is a big karma, and it's a lot of pain, because not only do you feel guilty, you lost the ones that you love the most. So you're cutting off this. You don't want to feel it. Forget about it. Take a second drink, okay? Another thing is if you weren't able to protect them against adversaries or also natural disasters or whatever. So this part has been experienced a lot of loss, where they have decided that themselves are the sole responsible for that this happened. So they couldn't, it's like no woman, no cry. If I don't have her, I won't feel any pain. And yes, it's right, but they won't have the fun of a relationship either. So it's like this, when this person doesn't stand up for being a victim anymore, this person can't run around with just a head anymore either, because they are not going to come anywhere with it. No one is going to invite them. They are going to be very alone, okay? And also one thing, this person comes as a child, and it was, I said to Pisces as well, that it's because when they had a lot of responsibility, this masculine side of you or of another person, male or female, they had a lot of responsibility, and to that responsibility, all this karma chunk is attached. So as long as they don't take responsibility, as long as they don't commit, as long as they don't put themselves in a position of responsibility, they don't want to feel it. They can just be this head floating around and, just having fun, not doing anything serious, not taking anything serious, like, don't worry, be happy. So they're coming all here, happy. They are a little bit sad because you might have said something evil to them here and said that, well, you need to work on your game. You need to give me more if I want to be with you. And they're coming here, but they still don't have so much a clue. But the Page of Wands is very well connected with the divine. So it's like they have a longing. They are attracted by you, maybe just sexually attracted by you. That's something that they might still be able to understand. But they're coming like a child that doesn't take any responsibility, because they can't also touch really the warrior, because the warrior has so much guilt. So we have totally catastrophe, like this, the relation. If this is a love relationship, it is a catastrophe. Like one side at least being able to go through the dark night of the soul and do the work, but the other one doesn't have a clue. And they have like many years before they will get a clue. And you're probably shackled to this person through this karma that once happened. And it's like now you have a chance in the lifetime to get free from this person if they only wake up. So pray. Pray is making like whatever you think will also be manifested. So pray and have good visions and have good hope for them too. So maybe they will wake up. And here we have a 5 of Pentacles. So they will just feel left out in the cold without a clue why. So maybe you need to not be so feisty and in this killing spree, but also, being able to educate, like use your witchy quality not to burn and to cause diseases, but to, learn, give remedies, give solutions. Not, you don't have to take like any big responsibility and become a codependent again, but give them some solution. Like, okay, but if you could start to, maybe you go to a psychotherapist and dig a little bit inside of yourself, or if you would start to, just feel your pain, maybe we can, we can be friends at least or something. And here we have the 2 of Swords. So I think you're not letting a person back, but they're maybe going to try. They want to kind of make friends with you again, but you don't want to be friends with them, it seems. So Gemini, or this might be like how a person's acting towards you, Gemini, that they don't want to be friends with you because you need to get the heart. Oh, I'm having this upside down. This is the wisdom of the divinations oracle cards, and I want one for you, Gemini, and I got the same as for Pisces, round and round. So it might be that you're stuck in a karma with a Pisces person, either them being the perpetrator or you. It doesn't matter, it's just one side of the coin. For 10,000 years back, it was the other way around. Okay, so it's just going like this, round and round, and we need to learn from every different angle. So if you were the killer in one life, you will become the victim in the next. So this is to make a complete experience. The spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated, cycles you are challenged to break, revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. The appearance of this card is a reminder that although it may appear that you've gone backward, the truth is that you are standing at a higher, sorry, I need to change side, higher level, looking down into your circumstances. You will learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdom and lessons learned. So, yes. It's a merry-go-round, and you can you have a chance of many lifetimes to fix this right now. So take the chance, Gemini. Solve this. The only thing you need to do is to stay with the pain or the guilt or whatever it is that feels uncomfortable, and just do this, because you will download wherever information is here. You will download it, and you will upgrade yourself to the latest version of humankind. So it came 2 cards for you. Lady of Lasha Descents and Blue Mother, Yellow Mountain, Kibbutz Moon. Okay, so I accept both. It will be a little bit reading, but 33 and 35. So I will read this for you first. I reveal the path of grace on sacred earth. Echo of ancient prayers sound forth from the holy mountain. The moon shall soon be full, and darkness filled with light. Victory shall be upon you, and the hope that I ignite in your heart shall swiftly become the joy of our celebration. Be serene, be peaceful, while the power of heaven and earth become the celestial horses driving the chariot of your soul to its divine destiny. Yes, so you're going through a profound change and profound pain, but it's going to be for the best for you, and you are going to be able to feel joy afterwards. You are going to be able to be freed with this chariot. I think it's the big moon phases, like January will have 2 full moons, and one will be with a partial lunar eclipse, and they will happen in Leo. So things will happen, energies will be very harsh, but if you just stay with them, if you just let them upgrade you to the latest Homo sapiens 3.0, you will be free. Okay, so take this chance. It's a chance of a lifetime to be free from something that has been haunting you for many lifetimes. Lady of Lasha Descents, how hard you have been working. You have accomplished so much by your own efforts. You are on a path to me, a path that at times seems difficult and perhaps even dangerous. Yet, in order to reach me, you are willing to take the journey. You have shown your commitment, your refusal to turn back, even when it's much asked of you. I see some of the perils that lie before you, and I see that it is not necessary for you to endure them. So I come to you. No longer do you need to seek. I bring you to you what you have been seeking. Oh, it's almost bringing me to tears. So it's like, just stay with the energy of this and you will be free. You are done, okay? You are done. You will be left loose from this big cycle of karma that has been tormenting you. It's amazingly good news, Gemini. Amazingly good news. I will also take 1 card from the, I'll show this. It's the Vibrational Earth Children Oracle cards by Debbie A. Anderson. We'll just take the cards. You will see the picture. For my dear Geminis for January 2018. Okay. Woolly bully. Okay, so anyone, it's what I've said, anyone that has been a woolly bully here, they won't be able to continue doing that. It will stop here. There will be no victims anymore. They have given justice to themselves. So the perpetrators will have no victim, and the game is ending. It stops here. It stops today with you, because you are not going to take any bullshit anymore, and no one is going to be able to give it to you. Or if you're trying to give anyone else bullshit, you are going to be left out in the cold. So I will actually read this for you. I mean, it's for children, so it might be a little bit childish, but I think it will be interesting. Because you have children here. Okay, if someone bullies you or calls you names, walk away from them and tell tell an adult or teacher. That's your witch. That's your antenna telling the witch. If you see someone scaring or hurting someone else, tell them to stop, or tell an adult what you saw. It can be a frightening experience, so be brave. Don't pick on someone else, because you are then being a bully. We all know that no one likes a bully, so be a good friend instead. Vibrational earth children, make friends and shake hands. It is better to have buddies than bullies in the world. So you see, it's a beautiful message. So it's end here with the bullying. You just give yourself justice, and that's the end of it. You will just heal. Don't forget to stay with the pain of it all as well. Okay, so my dear Gemini, I hope this helped. I want you to take really good care, and happy Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And you're welcome back to my mid-month January reading that I will do around New Year's. Okay, bye bye.